Have you ever wanted to make your own custom letters and just not known how to do it? Well, I'm going to show you how to make these gorgeous custom monogram letters in Cricut Design Space with free images, and it's so easy. I'm going to take you through how to get the right letter, how to get the shape of the letter, how to find printable, or if you can't find printable, how to find cut images in Cricut Design Space and how to convert those to printable images, and then how to make a letter with it and cut it out. And it is very easy. Okay, so let's hop over to Cricut Design Space and we'll get started. We're going to start by getting a letter S, and then you're going to want a letter A. I'm going to use system fonts and just Arial black, but I actually want my letters a little bit chunky. So what I'm going to do is just create an offset. And you can create this offset to make it as big as you like, but my aim is to have a reasonably chunky set of letters. And as I say, I'm going to work with two letters just because they're different shapes, so that you can see how I would do this for both shapes. You don't have to add an offset, it's just I like my letters when I work on these letters to be a bit chunkier. I feel like they've got more about them. So we're going to change them to print and cut, and then I'm going to change the colour of the letters. So I'm going to go for like a turquoise blue, and I don't know why the letters disappeared there, that was bizarre. But I'm just going to drag my picker around the advanced tool in print and cut until I get the right colour, and that's the colour I want. So for the second one, it's just going to appear because it's a colour I've previously used. Now I'm going to get my images, so I'm going to go to shapes or images and type flower, and now I will see all the flowers. So I'm going to just go to filter and click free, and all the free options come up. But if you look, some have still got an A at the side of them. If you use those, it will charge you at the end, unless you've got Design Space access, which I haven't. So I'm just going to go through and choose a selection of flowers, and I'm going to build these up onto a floral letter. Now you can use any image you want, and don't just stick to printable, choose cut images as well, because you can use them and convert them to print and cut. So it's just about going through and grabbing a selection of images. Now I've noticed that I've got one there that has got an A on. I'm just double checking all of them, and there you go, that's got an A for access. So that's going to try and charge me. So I thought rather than crop it out, I'm going to show you, because you don't want that unless you want to have to pay at the end, and I definitely don't. And now I'm going to go and type in vine, and I just want something leafy, so that will be perfect. All of my images now are free, but they are cut images. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the vine to the top, and I'm going to convert that to a print and cut image, and I'm going to turn it white, because that's going to be my leafy design focus. Then I am going to create an offset on this pattern here, because I didn't really want that. I wanted more of an open flower. So what I'm going to do is create an offset, click apply, right click and slice, and there you go. That is what I wanted. So always look at things and think how you can change them too. I'm going to change that to a print and cut and make that white. That's really cute. Then I am going to use this one as well. So I'm just going to go through, change them to print and cut, and then choose a colour for them. This one I am going to change it to, you can see how it flattens straight away. I'm going to a peachy colour, and I think I'm going to duplicate it as well, and I might make a pink out of that as well, so that we've got a few different choices of pastel colours. Obviously you can use any colours you like. So I'm going to go on to lilac and then go advanced, and that gives me, it's a bit easier then to change it. And now my last one, I think I'm going to make this green. That's a really pretty open flower. So just a pale green, and then go on print and cut. And there you go. This is my base for my design. And once I've got that, then I can move my letter out of the way. I'm going to work on the S first. I'm going to select all of the elements and I'm going to duplicate them. Then just drag them and push them back, and they're all there ready now, duplicated. I'm going to start with the vine. We're probably not going to use all of those, but I've got them there ready. And I'm able to, some days you can use that corner tool, some days you can't, so that's really good that I can. And it's all about positioning your elements just so that it fits for you and it works, because this is your design and your pattern. So I'm just going to arrange my flowers and keep arranging until I'm happy with the design. What I'm going to do in a minute is I'm just going to stop talking and just let you create your letter, and you can watch me as I create this. But once the letter's built, I'll jump back in so that I can show you how to attach it all at the end and make it one solid letter. Now I'm going to right click and select all, and I'm going to flatten, and that will keep it all together and flatten it. But I want an offset, so I'm going to create an offset, colour the offset white, select all and flatten again, and that is now one solid letter all ready to cut. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go on and work onto the A, but I'm going to speed that up a bit more because I just want to show you how I build another letter. So this is something that I can speed up, but you know that the process is at the end that you've got to select all and flatten, create your offset, and then select all and flatten again. Now you could just select all, create an offset and flatten a lot. That would also work. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to remove the letter out of the way for a minute, because what I'm going to do is right click and select all. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm just going to flatten this section, and then I've got it. I can duplicate it, and if I need another long section, I've got one ready, and that makes making multiple letters really easy and a lot quicker. And now we're ready to print and cut. So I've got both of the letters there, just making sure that everything's okay, and then I'm going to size them. I think that's the size I want, so I'm going to click make, and I'm going to show you how to arrange them on the mat, because I know they can fit on one mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the letter S sidewards, then I'm going to go to the letter A, click on the three dots in the corner and click move object, and click on the mat where the S is. Then all I'm going to do is move it, and that is such a great way to avoid wastage, because Cricut Design Space just puts it on. It doesn't work out the best way. Now we can send it to printer. Next, I'm going to leave the bleed on because it doesn't matter, it's not stickers. I'm still going to use the system dialog. Click print, and then if it doesn't appear my print box, it will be behind, and there it is. And now I can go into that and choose the best quality, and that is the best way to print and cut. The results turn out much better, and here we are, it's printing out and coming out of the printer. You can see the result is great. I'm so pleased with that. And now we're sending it to cut, so it's going to be a super quick and easy cut, and that's what makes these so great to make for cards and tags. And how did you find that? Aren't they easy? They're just so, it's just such a simple process, so easy to do, and they look amazing. And just, they're great for anything you want to personalise, whether it's a gift tag, whether it's a birthday card, a cake topper, or, as I said, framed art. I could make my full name and frame them on a wall. When my kids were younger, I would have done this and done, I don't know, a digger themed alphabet, and you can put all sorts on it. And because you added an offset, it doesn't matter if you go off of the edges of your letter, because you can do anything. Another really great thing to do is, if your child is into a certain theme, to make these smaller and make them on printable magnetic paper. And then you've got a full alphabet magnet set, which is brilliant for reluctant little learners to spell if they've got their own tractor or ballerina alphabet, and you can use any of my alphabets to do that with. But if there's something I haven't got, you can create it yourself like this. Thank you so much for watching. Do check out my other printable tips and tutorials, and I will see you next time. Happy crafting.